Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Jess here, bringing you this week's goods and bads in the pro wrestling world. We had a crazy one this week, you know, leading up to this weekend's pay-per-view from AEW, which was absolutely fantastic, may I add. So starting, of course, with Monday Night Raw. A few mixed opinions on Raw this week, which is a bit of a shame. Do you know, I'm going to start with something quite light and quite funny. I actually really enjoyed it. It was the axe throwing contest with the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits. I didn't really enjoy the basketball one last week, but the axe throwing was just so odd. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this, but it's something out of the box and something I'm actually really quite enjoying, because it's fun to see them just do something just quite different. Of course, do you know what, on Raw this week, we've been, well, on Raw the past few weeks, we've been seeing Edge and Randy Orton kind of, you know, come out and have a little talk with each other, back and forward, a little bit of an argument, and of course we had the challenge that was set, and they are now calling it the greatest wrestling match of all time. See, of course, mixed opinions I'm going to have on this one. These two amazing wrestlers in my eyes. I absolutely just love both of them, but at the minute it's not great, the whole situation. That's my opinion personally. Not really enjoying it. Obviously we're going to have the big wrestling match soon coming up at Backlash, but yeah, do you know, I'm not really enjoying the situation. These two stars are so amazing, and without a crowd sometimes it just doesn't work. We did, you know, we saw what it was like when they had their longest match ever a little while ago at WrestleMania. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, but not so positive on this for. It's a little bit of an awkward one for me. But moving on, do you know what? I moan about this guy a lot, okay? I moan about him a lot, and he's kind of changing my mind a little bit, which is something I never thought I would say, and that is, of course, the Monday Night Messiah. So for a while I've been very bored of Seth and kind of what he brings. This whole Messiah situation I'm actually really enjoying. You know, we saw this week, we've been seeing the last few weeks, there has been the faction, or the beautiful faction, including Austin Theory, and now he has been obviously kicked out of the Ultimate Beautiful squad, but he has been taken in by Seth, which, do you know what, I'm quite looking forward to seeing what happens. Buddy Murphy, Seth, and of course Austin Theory on the same group. I'm really looking forward to it. They are all incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens going forward. If they're going to have a little bit of an argument with Andrade and the rest of the group, who knows, but I'm really looking forward to it. And of course with Seth going forward as he's bringing his disciples in. Very interested in that. And do you know what, something else I actually really enjoyed this week as well. We had a tag team match with Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens, a very random one in my eyes, against, of course, Andrade and Angel Garza. Now, for me, I feel like the last few weeks Apollo Crews has been given a lot more opportunities, which is absolutely brilliant in my eyes, because I actually really do like him a lot. And of course, teaming up with Kevin Owens, it's bound to be something good. Overall, it's actually a really good match, and they defeated Andrade and Angel Garza, so I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on there. Crews is getting that push, which we love, and which I'm really looking forward to seeing. So yeah, overall, actually really kind of enjoying what's going on there at the minute. But of course, it's Monday Night Raw. I'm going to have one little bad thing to say about it, and of course that is this ongoing situation with the Iconics and of course the Women's Tag Team Champions Bliss and Cross. Not really sure on the situation. You know, we're having a match week after week now. Is it going to end up being a big feud, big storyline? Personally, I feel like the Iconics do deserve them titles back. They are an ultimate tag team. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Of course, we did see that, which I'm actually a little bit worried about, that WWE may split the Iconics up. I would be absolutely gutted, because they are the only real tag team that the female division have got. So I'm scared but excited to see kind of what happens going forward. But of course, yeah, that's Monday Night Raw, a crazy one we had this week. Moving on, of course, to NXT. Do you know what? I really enjoyed NXT this week. Starting with Roderick Strong and Dexter Lumis. So Dexter, I think he is absolutely brilliant. Well, so is Roderick Strong, to be fair. They had an absolutely fantastic match. I really enjoyed it. They are both just incredible in the ring. Absolutely incredible. And, you know, Dexter is showing he's a big time competitor and he is ready for it. He is ready to play with the big guys. And of course, you know, Roderick Strong, where do you even start with him? He's just absolutely brilliant. He's actually one of my favourites on that roster as well. So overall, really good match. Probably my favourite match of the night. Do you know, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what's going to happen next and what's going to be next for Dexter. But, you know, crazy match. Moving on from the crazy match, which was yet again brilliant in my eyes. Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley had another good match. These two are just, I can't even explain how much I just love both of them. Io Shirai is just absolutely incredible. Everything about her I absolutely love. And of course, this match was not going to disappoint. They're just great, you know. They are just absolutely brilliant, and they just, every single time, they always both just impress me quite a lot. We are now, of course, going into the NXT takeover, which is going to actually be a triple threat for the championship with Charlotte Flair. Now this is a match I'm going to get behind, because those three ladies are just absolutely incredible. If you know me, you know how much I love Charlotte Flair anyway, and this is just going to be absolutely fantastic. And I'm pretty sure that next week on NXT they are gonna do a little bit of a tag team. So Charlotte gets to pick her tag team partner. Really actually not sure who she's going to pick. Might be someone that we really going to expect. Who knows? It's Charlotte Flair. She comes out with the most random things, and she is, of course, fantastic. But we have still got the NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament going on, and of course these matches have been really good week in, week out. There's one obviously I want to mention, which was just so good again. Like, I was so impressed this week, and of course that was with Drake Maverick and Kushida. So do you know what, ever since the whole, you know, Drake Maverick getting released situation, in my eyes he's getting better and better, and I just think, what were you doing? Why did you let this guy go? I'm really baffled of how this is going to work going forward with him. Who knows? But overall, really good match yet again. Very impressed with what majority of the NXT roster are actually coming up with at the minute. Very impressed. So, of course, moving on. It's Wednesday. That means it's also AEW time. So we're having the build-up, like I said at the beginning of the video, for the Double or Nothing. Starting with, there was a match between Matt Hardy and Sammy. Oh, do you know what, I was a little bit worried about Matt Hardy going to AEW. You know, for me, he's always been in the Hardy Boys, in WWE, he's always been there. But do you know what? I'm really impressed with him so far. I'm really liking what he's bringing. Really liking it. Of course, Sammy is absolutely fantastic in the ring as well. I've always been a little bit up and down about his character, but he has grown on me quite a lot. And of course, a good match, good chemistry, it all flowed. Overall, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I'm enjoying to see what Matt Hardy's going to continue kind of building on, who he's going to feud with next. Could be very interesting. On to another good match on AEW. Of course, we had Statlander and Shida versus Nyla Rose and Britt Baker. Of course, Britt Baker, we know, we've seen for weeks now, she is getting better and better. And, you know, same with Chris, to be fair. They're both really building it up and building what they've got going on the AEW front at the minute. So, of course, really good match, and they all work together in their tag teams. Just brilliant. Really brilliant. And you got the two heels, they're heels, and they are really good heels. Really good. So I'm really impressed with them. And I'm pretty sure that there was an injury with Britt Baker. Not really sure what's going to happen with her, if it's going to be a thing where it clears or we are going to have her out for a little while. I think she's going to be discussing it this week on AEW. I'm a little bit worried actually, because she was really building up well, and AEW were building her up really, really well, and she was really going to dominate the women's division on there. So fingers crossed that we are not going to lose her for a little while. Do you know what I do want to talk about? There was a business talk between Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson, discussing, of course, Archer and Cody. This is just, for me, Jake Roberts, since coming on the scene in AEW, I have just I love him anyway, but I've absolutely loved him, and he is killing it. These 4 guys are just killing it, and having those two as, mentors and management for obviously Cody and Lance is just perfect, just really, really good. And of course, this did not disappoint. And just looking forward to seeing what happens. Is it going to get twisty? Are people going to flip on each other? You just don't know with these two. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what happens going forward. Now we are moving on to SmackDown. Of course, let's start with, there was a match, of course, between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. A bit confused about this, because I was really looking forward to a feud with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. I thought, Sheamus, the last couple of months, he come back, beautiful, amazing, he's back, but he was getting used, but in the worst ways. He was just constantly squashing people in a match, which I get. He's trying to look as strong as ever. I completely get that. But that is not Sheamus in my eyes. So I was kind of hoping him and Jeff Hardy were going to have a little bit of a feud. Of course, we did actually have a good match. Of course we were. And, Jeff Hardy coming back, him going against Cesaro, which we saw the other week, was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, I'm just worried about the whole Sheamus situation. Don't know what's going to happen next. Hopefully they're not going to just push him to the side and just make him a filler. We don't want him to be a filler. Just wanting more feud, and he's got a lot of potential, Mr. Sheamus, and I just think he's absolutely fantastic. But moving on, we of course had Braun Strowman interrupt the dirt sheets with Miz and Morrison. So just a random situation in my eyes at the minute, but it was good. It was actually pretty good, and I am enjoying Braun being kind of, being this leader, being this guy. I'm enjoying it. Not really sure why, because I don't think many other people actually feel the same as me. But going forward, Miz and Morrison, what's going to happen there? Are they going to turn? Are they going to continue to be a tag team? We really don't know. I'm worried and I'm scared, because I feel like that's going to happen, and I'm going to be so gutted if it all comes to an end with them two. But I actually really enjoyed this week, and it then led on to a match. So could have been a lot worse, but I actually really enjoyed it. And of course, moving on from that, I spoke about her at NXT. I'm bringing it back to Charlotte Flair. She had a match against Bayley. Now Charlotte's making her way around at the minute. She's doing NXT, Raw and SmackDown. She is doing it all. Of course, it's Charlotte Flair. She is everywhere, forever. But do you know what? This is actually a match I enjoyed. This is actually a Bayley match I enjoyed. I'm not the biggest Bayley enthusiast, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the most incredible fan of her, but actually a good match. Maybe it's just the Charlotte vibe, who knows? But yeah, I thoroughly actually enjoyed it, and I don't know what's going to happen with Bayley. I'm a little bit worried, but hopefully we shall see. It's Friday Night SmackDown, so there is going to be a ban, unfortunately. And that is this ongoing situation with Sonya Deville, Dolph Ziggler, Otis and Mandy Rose. Literally, even the thought of it actually just winds me up. So, of course, this has been going on for a little while now. I started enjoying it at first. I thought, this is something a little bit different. But now I'm a bit bored, right? Every single week in, week out, we are seeing the same match again and again and again, and I just can't deal with it. Personally, Sonya Deville is absolutely killing it on SmackDown. I mean, absolutely killing it. Even on social media, she is absolutely killing it, and I'm loving she's getting that push. You do not understand. I love it so much. But this whole thing is just, it's just too much. It's just getting too much now, and I'm bored of it. And I don't want to be bored of it, but I am. So I don't know what's going to go on with, is Mandy going to turn on Otis? Is she going to then go back with Ziggler? We don't know anymore. And yeah, it was just not great. And do you know what? I didn't enjoy it. I can't even want to talk about it anymore. So let's just end it there. Overall, let's think. Of course, every video I do my best show of the week. And of course, you know, this week, it is going to be NXT. Just because I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, looking forward to TakeOver, you know. Really, really looking forward to it. Just going to see what's happened. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you, of course, for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And make sure you, of course, check out my socials as well, which will be linked somewhere on the video. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed to Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And I shall see you very soon.